Oh, so, uh, we got lots to talk about, huh? What's up, guys? It's Chris again from Aquarium Conversations. I know it's been a long time since I did one of these. Um, but yes, I'm still alive, still keeping fish. It's my 55-gallon tank. I've moved, so I'm no longer in the same place I was before. Downsized a bit when it comes to my tanks. Overstocking as usual. In the 55, what do we have here? Canister filter, internal filter, uh, tidal filter up there. This is kind of a hodgepodge. Long story short, when I moved, I lost a bunch of fish. And I kind of this became like the hodgepodge tank. Everyone in here is doing fine. There's plenty of filtration. Yes, there's some koi in there and some African cichlids and some Tanganyikan cichlids and an angelfish. And somewhere in there is a pearl gourami, I believe. Right there. Looking to upgrade this tank and kind of... Oh, wait, you can't see it. The big frontosa, he's right there. You can kind of see his nuchal hump right there. But he hates being filmed, always did. Plan on upgrading this tank in the future. Probably, rehoming some of the koi and stuff like that. I was thinking, because in my new place I have a patio, and shout out to the weather on the East Coast for everyone who's inside like me today. But yeah, it's kind of what we got going on the East Coast. So Northeast, I should say. So everyone who's battling the weather, hang in there, stay warm. Look out for each other, all that good stuff. But yeah, today was water change day, so I said to myself I hadn't really filmed an update on any of my tanks. This is one of my 65-gallon tanks. Again, overstocked. There's four Severums in there. There's a walrus cichlid I just picked up and put in there somewhere. Actually, he's getting chased around by a catfish. There he is. So he's still kind of getting the run around. Yeah, these catfish right there, I picked them up. I'm definitely going to get rid of them. I think they're some type of Synodontis catfish, but they're not the prettiest thing. They do help, and they stir up the gravel and make the tank a little cleaner. They can be bullies too, so I'm probably going to rehome them. But there's some more koi that I picked up, and I've had these guys for probably about 2 years. So they're slow growers, which means I can, house them in tanks this small. Obviously, knowing their full potential and size, I'm going to have to get rid of them. And I don't mean that to be, negatively, but just, take them back to the pet store and hopefully they get, rehomed to a better situation. Going down the hall, and this part should be a little easier because I can sit down and talk. Pardon the background noise. I'm doing laundry and running the dishwasher. All right, so this is my spare bedroom, and you can see some of the filtrations. I don't know what it is when you get into this hobby. You get sucked into the tanks, the filters and the fish, obviously, the lights and all the components, but I don't know what it is. Like, I have so many damn filters that, I haven't even used it. I get so excited sometimes going on Amazon and I need more filters, or I need different filters. And I'm a big fan of the internal filters here. Another one of my 65s. Again, overstocked. There's 4 filters in there. You can count them. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you can see the water moving in here, and the fish are all healthy. Let's see what I have in here. And you guys are probably going to laugh. There's a Jack Dempsey, there's a electric blue Acara, there's a green terror, Texas cichlid, come on, focus, Senspilum cichlid, and then he's coming up off the back right there. That is a Starry Night cichlid, which is an awesome fish, by the way. And I got another little catfish in here somewhere. I think he's hiding down in there somewhere. But love this tank. There's probably as close as I'm ever going to get. Maybe we'll see down the road. I'm going to upgrade this tank too. Essentially, what I'm going to do is the 55 I'm getting rid of. 65 I'm going to slide in here. Slide this tank down. Put the 65s next to each other. And then I want to do two 90s in there. One of the 65, obviously these guys, the Texas cichlid, the Senspilum, the Starry Night cichlid, they're going to need to be in larger tanks. So I understand, the task ahead of me. And this tank over here might be my favorite fish of all time. These are, well, try not to spook them. These are baby, juvenile, black widow frontosas. And I got them at my local fish store. And I lost one. I had 6, something about even numbers, but this 5 is thriving. And I cannot wait for these guys to put on some size. Essentially, what I'm going to do is the frontosas will go in one of the 65 so they can grow out. Senspilum, Starry Night, Texas, Green Terror. Will go in one of the 90s. Those Severums and the Walrus cichlid again will go in one of the 90s, and I'll kind of have a free 65 to maybe keep some of the koi for a little bit. We'll see what happens. Maybe put the bigger frontos in there or something like that. But man, I've kept as many as I think 10 tanks up and running. Some of the smaller ones, that bowl right there. If you guys, anyone who's followed the channel, you know what that bowl means to me, how special that is. When I moved, I think I had 2 55s, a 65, a 40 tall. I had a 36 bow front. I had a 26 bow front and little nano tanks and stuff like that. And it just got to be, in my mind, I thought the move was going to be so much easier, and, just drain the water and, blah, blah, blah. And all, we broke one of the 55s, or no, I'm sorry. I broke one of the 55s. How, I don't know. Ended up getting rid of it. It ended up being a blessing in disguise. Because when I got here, it was just so exhausting of a process. I was like, man, I only want 4 tanks. They can be bigger, but I only want 4 tanks. I think that's just a good number. I think me getting some of the larger tanks will kind of, allow me to really kind of enjoy the fish as they, progress in their life and put on some size. And will I have to, get rid of some and take them back to the pits? Sure, it is. I mean, maybe I could put like a 120 in here somewhere. You know what I mean? My bedroom is in there, and I don't really want to have a tank in there. I went through that a lot, before, and, just the vibration of the tanks or the filters would keep me up at night and stuff like that. So I don't have any tanks in there. Still would love to do a planted tank. Maybe one of the 65s gets turned into a planted tank. Saltwater. I'd love to get back in the saltwater. I think the biggest saltwater tank was like a 40-gallon. So, maybe it turned one of the 65s into a saltwater. That would be cool. So, even with 4 tanks, I have a lot of options. And like I said, I may have to rehome some of the fish, but, I'm enjoying them now. I'll continue to enjoy them. I don't have anything that grows super fast, where I can still enjoy them. And, the fish that I've had for a while, that Jack Dempsey, excuse me, I've had him for years, so maybe it's time to, get him to a new home or for a friend or something like that once, and that'd be awesome. But just a quick update, guys. I was sitting around doing water changes and doing laundry and looked outside at the weather, and I was like, I'm not going anywhere. And as I was sitting here enjoying my tanks, I was like, I haven't made a video in a long time. So And who knows will be when the next one will be. You know, I can't promise anything. You know, maybe as I kind of progress along the journey of swapping tanks out and getting new tanks, you know, I'll give you guys updates. You know, if I find a really cool fish, I probably should have. He's up there in the corner now, the starry night cichlid. That's an awesome fish. You know, just the you know, the jet black and the blue and, you know, the dot, iridescent dots. It's a phenomenal fish. Super excited about that. Super excited about the black widow frontosa. So, you know, hopefully you guys can, you know, ride along as I kind of, you know, rumble back through getting on YouTube and sending out videos. And like I said, you know, we'll see how it goes. Life often gets in the way, and life will keep lifing, and being an adult sucks at times. So, you know, forgive me for the long absence, but wanted to give you guys just a quick update. Hope you guys enjoy it. Any questions or comments, leave them down below. And I'll talk to you guys later. See you.